Hi, I'm Estee. I make lifestyle and fitness content. It'll be awesome if you joined the family and you gave me a little subscribe. That would be absolutely awesome. Today we are doing a different style of video, and I'm going to take you along and talk you through one of my glutes and hamstring sessions. So it's going to be with a little bit of a twist, in the sense that I am a quad dominant gal, which means that a lot of normal, typical glute exercises I just don't feel it in the glutes, and I feel it in my quads instead. So if you are also a quad dominant person, you actually might find this video really helpful. But I've just put on a little bit of makeup just to make myself feel less like a ghost, although it's quite clearly not really made much of a difference, I'll be honest. But anywho, I'm trying to embrace my natural skin tone, which is being a pale person, but it is pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Anywho, let's head to the gym and let's train together. But without further ado, let's get cracking, let's get training, and let's put ourselves through a good workout. So the first thing that I like to do before I start my session is I really like to spend some time just warming myself up, because I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm getting old and I'm feeling it in my hips, okay? So here I am just doing a little bit of a hamstring stretch. I really tend to get really tight hamstrings, so I really like to take some time just to loosen them up a little bit, especially since today is glutes and hamstrings. They're going to be worked today, so they need to be awake and firing. And obviously when I lean forward like so, here I'm just stretching my adductors, okay? So that's the inside part of my leg. Again, we're going to be squatting, we're going to be lunging. We need the legs to be nice and warm. Now, I like to spend between 5 to 10 minutes warming up. Sometimes if I'm short on time, it's literally like 3 minutes. But either way, I like to do a little bit of something. It is another adductor stretch that I like to do, but it's actually quite a good one as well if you're trying to do the splits. Before you actually go into the split motion, it's quite good for you to do this warm up. Now, I like to call this frog legs. I really don't think that's what it's called. But then I move into some hip openers. This, you'll see it in my face. You can literally see I'm not having the best of times because, again, I have grandma hips. Okay, I'm sat down a lot in front of a laptop and my hips are starting to feel it at the grand age of 26. They're getting there. So I don't really count these, by the way. So when my hips feel less rigid, that's when I like to just stop and move on to another one. This stretch, you can see I'm just pressing my knee down. So I have my foot across my other leg, and then I'm literally just pressing that knee down. Now this stretches the outer part of your hip and also that part of your glute as well. Now this is always tight for me. If you're sat down at a desk a lot, you'll probably find this quite uncomfortable, so definitely get doing this, and especially if you're feeling it really difficult to find glute connection, it might be because your glutes are very tight. So this is quite a good way to loosen them up a little bit. Then I go through some dynamic stretching. So this basically means I am moving whilst doing stretching. So here I am doing squats into hamstring stretch. I do about 15. It depends how stiff I am. If I'm really sore, I do more. And then I do a little bit more hip work. I told you I'm basically an old lady. And that was my little warm-up. Okay, it's time for the main event. So we start off with some Smith machine lunges. Okay, now this is sensational. Now a little tip for any kind of lunge or Bulgarian split squat, anything like that, just make sure that you are sitting into your glute. So you're kind of lunging into your glute and making sure that you're traveling backwards rather than bringing your knee over your toe, because when you do that, that targets more quad. Now this actually felt really nice, I can't lie. At the minute I'm just trying to get myself back into a routine, I'll be honest. So this was a good start. Now if you struggle to feel RDLs in your glutes, or you just get really bad lower back pains, here's a little tip. Try them on a Smith machine. So something to bear in mind is, as you can see, I have elevated myself from the floor by using a step block because I have little legs, and if I didn't do this, I would not be able to get full range of motion because it would be like at the bottom of the Smith machine. Main thing here is don't be afraid to bend your knees, okay? When you want to target your glutes, it's all in the knees. Now, I know there are so many controversial topics around the RDL, but do you want my honest opinion? It is different for every single person. So something that I just did is I just played around with different forms, different ways to do the RDL. Sometimes I like to do it with a barbell, sometimes I like to do it with dumbbells. But today I chose a Smith machine and I felt this so much. Now moving on to elevated sumo stance squat. This, as a quad dominant girl, is so difficult and I really have to think about what I am doing. Now again, a little tip here, just to try and get minimal quad engagement. You are still going to get some. It is a compound, it is a squat after all. But if you look at how I'm squatting back rather than directly down. Now this basically prevents my knee from going over my toe. This is called knee flexion. So again, it's just basically going to target more glute and less quad. Now I've elevated again myself off the floor, again just to allow myself to get more depth, more range of motion. And then finishing off with my absolute favourite, and that is the lying hamstring curl. Now, I see a lot of people butchering this, so some things to bear in mind with this exercise is just make sure that your hips do not lift off the pad. So a little kind of cue that I like to think about is my hip bones literally digging into the pad. Now, this prevents your lower back from taking the hit because obviously you want this whole entire exercise to be isolating your hamstrings. And also, don't rush your reps on this, okay? Make sure that on the way up, you have a nice pause at the top. So you go up, 1, 2, bring it back down, and then keep that tempo for as long as you can, because again, that just increases time under tension, which if your goal is to grow muscle, it's literally going to help you get the gains a lot more effectively. So that was today's session. I'm looking a little bit dishevelled. I'm looking a bit sweaty because I did finish with 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. So at the moment I do have the Stairmaster as my cardio 6 times a week because I am currently dieting. So your gal's got to get her expenditure in, and for some weird reason I've decided to go with the Stairmaster. And I hate myself every time I decided that. Anywho, I am now going to make myself another cup of coffee because I'm not going to lie, I am absolutely cream crackered. And yeah, I'm going to make some food. See, my brain just wasn't cooperating. I'm going to make some food and I'll show you what I have. You can hear my cat meowing. That is my cat Dixie. Dix, you want to say hi? Dix? Hello, darling. Do you want to come say hi? An old boy. So Dixie, we got him on my 12th birthday. So Dixie's 14 years old, aren't you? Are you 14? My little boy. And he's losing his hair, bless him. But he goes through phases. He lost his hair at one point and now it's coming back. So old age for you, but if you keep hearing meowing, it's him wanting attention. What I am having is I am having minced rice and like some tomatoey sauce concoction. If you watched my last week's video, which was a up-to-date what I eat in a day, you will know that I am currently on pretty much a whole foods based diet, purely because it just makes me have more energy, and actually I've seen a big improvement through that in terms of like hunger management and stuff like that. So yeah, I used to back in the day have like lots of cereal, and although there's nothing wrong with that, for me it just wasn't a vibe, and it just wasn't for me. So yeah, it takes a little bit longer to have my post-workout meal, but all good things come to those who wait, as I like to say. Anywho, I will show you my food once it's here. For now, whilst the food is cooking, I'm going to make myself a coffee so I don't disintegrate into a puff of smoke. So here is the final meal. So it's literally, so in here we have beef mince, we have some mushrooms, courgette, pepper, garlic, tomato passata, and then there is rice under there. And that is what I tend to have post-workout. Right guys, so I am going to end this video here. If you did like this style of video, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what exercises you would like me to run through, because I'm more than happy to do that. So if you liked this video and you'd like to stick around for future videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe this video. That would really massively help me out. And without further ado, my friends, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.